The former top 10 player provides an update about his current health. Richard Gasquet at the 2018 Paris Masters, photo by Ciaccia. Former world number 7 Richard Gasquet has said that his muscles have been unaffected by recent surgery that has undergone as he continues his recovery process. The 32-year-old underwent an operation last month to treat a hernia that had been troubling him in recent time. Gasquet hasn't played a match since his loss to Ciaccia in the second round of the Paris Masters in November. Prior to the operation, the Frenchman had been forced to miss both the Davis Cup final and Australian Open due to injury problems. After the operation, I did not walk for a week. I felt great pain. There is a big scar. Then I started the rehabilitation with walking and cycling. It's a long process, Gasquet said during an interview with Midi Libre. It is unclear as to when the three-time Grand Slam semi-finalist will return to the tour. It has recently been confirmed that Gasquet have pulled out of the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, a Masters 1000 tournament that will get underway on March 4. The lengthy absence will result in Gasquet dropping further down the rankings and potentially out of the top 50 for the first time since May 2010. He is currently ranked 27th in the world on the ATP Tour. I try to do the best. I do not project myself yet on a date of recovery. He explained. I had to have surgery. I had no choice. It bothered me in everyday life. It is a real challenge to come back after an operation, but the muscles have not been affected. Nevertheless, Gasquet is seeking solace in what has been a fairly smooth rehabilitation process so far, raising hopes that he may be able to return in time for the start of the clay season prior to the French Open, a Grand Slam tournament he hasn't missed since 2009. For now, I'm on time. We will try to make sure that it goes as quickly as possible by treating the best possible, he concluded. So far in his career, Gasquet has won 15 ATP titles. He has finished 4 seasons ranked inside the top 10, 2007, 2012, 13, 2015. Frenchman Jo-Wilfried Tsonga edged past his compatriot Gilles Simon 6-2, 7, 6, 7-3, after 1 hour and 34 minutes to score the 9th win in their career 12 head-to-head matches. Tsonga fended off 4 of the 5 breakpoint chances he faced and converted 3 of his 6 breakpoints. Tsonga won 17 of his first 21 breakpoints and broke serve twice to race out to a 4-0 lead. The player from Le Mans hit a service winner in the 8th game to seal the first set 6-2. Both players traded breaks at the start of the second set. Simon kept pace with Tsonga en route to the tie-break. Tsonga cruised through to a 7-3 win in the tie-break. I am very happy to win this match. It was something great at a good level. I hope I will be able to go far in this match, said Tsonga. Tsonga will face this year's Brisbane semi-finalist Jeremy Chardy, who converted 4 of his 5 breakpoints in his 6-3, 7-5 win over French qualifier Antoine Hoang. Filip Krajinovic beat David Goffin 6-4, 6-4 in 1 hour and 28 minutes to secure his spot in the quarter-final. Krajinovic broke serve twice and saved all 4 breakpoints he faced. Krajinovic got an early break in the first game with a backhand down-the-line winner. The Serbian player saved 2 breakpoints in the next game and never looked back in his next service games to win the first set 6-4. Krajinovic went up a set and a break in the first game, when Goffin made a backhand error. He did not convert 4 breakpoints before facing 2 breakpoints in the 8th game, but he saved them. Goffin saved a match point at 3-5, when Krajinovic hit a forehand into the net. Krajinovic held serve at 15 with a service winner to secure his spot in the quarter-final. Tomas Berdych won 8 consecutive games from 4-2 in his 6-2, 6-0 win over Benoit Paire in just 58 minutes. The Czech player saved both breakpoints he faced and converted 5 of high-stand breakpoint chances. Burdick saved a break point at the start of the match. He fended off another chance in the third games with a service winner. Burdick broke serve at 15 in the fourth game. He went up a double break, as per serving to stay in the set at 2-5. Burdick got an immediate break at the start of the second set and got 2 more breaks to reel off the final 5 games. Marcos Bagdatis beat Belgian lucky loser Ruben Bemelman 6-2, 6-4, setting up a match against defending champion and 2019 Australian Open semi-finalist Lucas Pouille. Ilya Ivashka came back from one set down to beat Italian player Thomas Fabiano 4-6, 6-4, 6-3. Italian rising star Matteo Berrettini came back from one set down to upset last year's Paris-Bercy champion Karen Khachanov 6-7, 6-8, 6-3, 6-4 at the Sofia Open. Last year's G-Stad winner Matteo Berrettini broke once in each set, converting 3 of his 7 chances and saved 2 of the 3 breakpoint chances he faced. Khachanov got the first break of the match in the fourth game with a forehand down-the-line winner. The Russian player raced out to a 5-2 lead, but he made a forehand error in the ninth game to be broken, as he was serving for the set. He did not convert a set point on the return in the next game, allowing Berrettini to remain in contention. Berrettini wasted a set point at 6-5 in the tiebreak and hit his backhand long on the 14th point to lose the tiebreak 8-6. Berrettini dropped just 3 points on serve in the second set and broke serve in the fifth game to take a 3-2 lead after a backhand error from Khachanov. Berrettini wrapped up the second set with a hold of serve in the ninth game. The 22-year-old Italian player held his service games and got the break in the third game with a forehand cross-court winner. He hit a service winner to seal the third set 6-4, securing his spot in the quarterfinal, where he will face either Fernando Verdasco or Marius Copel. I am really happy for the win. I think we did a great match. I was really focused in the second set. I was feeling better and better. I lost against him twice when we were juniors, so I am very happy, said Berrettini. This year's Doha champion and Australian Open quarter-finalist Roberto Bautista Agut also rallied from one set down to beat Matthew Ebden from Australian 3-6, 6-3, 6-2 after 1 hour and 49 minutes. The Spanish player fought off 2 of the 4 break points he faced in the first set and converted 4 of his 9 break points. Bautista Agut will face either Yannick Maiden or Martin Fucsovics. Fucsovics beat this year's Sydney finalist Andreas Suppi 6-2, 7-6, 7-2. Fernando Verdasco cruised past Bulgarian qualifier Alexander Lazarov 6-2, 6-1 in just 51 minutes. Verdasco drew the first break in the second game of the opening set, when Lazarov made a forehand error. The Spanish player fended off a break point in a seventh game and closed out the first set with a double break at 5-2. Verdasco broke serve in the second game of the second set, when Lazarov netted a backhand, and broke for the second time in the sixth game to race out to a 5-1 lead. Verdasco held serve at 30 as he was serving for the match in the seventh game. Martin Klizan converted all his 5 break points he earned to beat Mirza Basic 6-0, 3-6, 6-2. Last year's NITO ATP Finals champion Alexander Zverev has pulled out of this year's ABN AMRO World Tennis Championships in Rotterdam from 11 to 17 November 2019 due to an ankle injury. Alexander Zverev made his debut in Rotterdam in 2015 and has taken part in this tournament 5 times. He achieved his best result in 2016 when he qualified for the quarter-finals before losing to Gael Monfils. Last year the 21-year-old German player lost to Andreas Suppi in the round of 16. Zverev beat Peter Nagy and Gabor Borsos, helping Germany beat Hungary in the Davis Cup qualifier in Frankfurt last weekend. Zverev will be replaced by Damir Dzumhur, who made his first appearance in Rotterdam last year. The 3-time ATP Tour champion beat Marius Copel before losing to Andrei Rublev. Alexander Zverev had problems with his ankle in the run-up to the Australian Open, and this injury has returned during the Davis Cup. Therefore, he cannot come to Ahoy, said tournament director Richard Gasquet in a statement. The organizers have announced that 2014 Rotterdam champion Tomas Berdych will return to play at this tournament for the 12th time in his career. In 2014, the Czech player beat Marin Cilic in the final. 1 year later, he finished runner-up to Stan Wawrinka in his second consecutive final at this tournament. Tomas Berdych has been out for some time due to back problems, but on his return he proved his class immediately. He reached the final in Doha in the fourth round at the Australian Open. "It's nice to see an old winner back to Rotterdam," said Richard Gasquet. This year's Australian Open doubles champions Pierre-Hugues Herbert and Nicolas Mahut will return to Rotterdam as the defending champions. The Frenchmen have completed the men's doubles career Grand Slam after winning the US Open in 2015, Wimbledon in 2016, Roland Garros in 2018 and the Australian Open in 2019. They join a field, which features 2018 finalists Mate Pavic and Olivier Merak, Karen Khachanov and Daniil Medvedev.